Hi, Carrie.
How are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. Thank you. Thanks for sitting with me today to just briefly chat about your experience with Drop It Like It's Hot. As you know, I've been doing some interviews with some of our members just to give everyone else a better idea of what this program entails. So I'm just going to ask you some questions and just answer however you feel that suits you.
Sounds
So
great.
first off, I just want to ask, how long have you been in this program?
Proud to say I'm a founding member.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's September.
Yes.
Right. Okay, awesome. So you've got a lot of experience under your belt and you can share a lot of the ups and downs through the journey, right? Because no journey goes like this. A weight loss journey will go like this. And if it's a good weight loss journey, it's going to go like this, then like this, and then down, down, and then like this. It's not going to go down and up too much, right? Which is what a lot of the fad diets do. And this is not a diet, like we've discussed, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of eating that hopefully will sustain you for the rest of your life so that you can live a life of good quality, just by eating really well and staying active. So, a couple of questions for you. Out of the time that you've been with us, what have you found to be the most beneficial for you?
During the time it started with Drop It Like It's Hot, I would say the whole program is the most beneficial. All the different aspects, we've got the weekly meetings, you've got the Facebook group, the meal plans, obviously, those are a big part of it. You've got the Zoom training. But I would say overall, it's the support. All of those things are important, but it's the support that you continually give us, and also from the women in the group. I think we've developed such an amazing community. I never want to leave.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. Thank you, Karen. That I think has been my biggest takeaway from this group is like I didn't expect the amount of like the community that we have. I knew we were going to bring people together. I knew people were going to share somewhat, but what has come of it was beyond my expectations, right? So thank you. Yes, like my intention was to be there for you guys every step of the way, as much as I possibly could be there for you, because this journey is very difficult to do by yourself. The support is extremely important. But like you said, the group, the community, the ladies, the Facebook group, and just being able to talk to each other, everyone has been so amazing and supportive. So that probably is the glue, right?
It is.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. So what have you found to be a struggle for you during that? Because it's been like, is it 10 months now? That's 10 months, right?
Yep.
So what has been a struggle for you during this journey?
Well, I'm going to go before Drop It Like It's Hot. In 2018, I did your Ready, Set, Go program with you. And it's similar to the meals are similar to Drop It Like It's Hot. And I did really well on that. Within like 3 months, I dropped 22 pounds. I reached my goal. I felt great. I was wonderful. And then in 2020, I creeped up a little bit, but I basically kept it off. And then COVID hit. And I just leaned in to too much comfort food, a little too much wine, the weight came. And I ended up being, I think, about a pound more than when I started with you initially with the Ready, Set, Go. And I joined Drop It Like It's Hot. And I thought, oh, I can do this. I've done it. It's going to be a breeze. And it hasn't been a breeze for me this time, but I'm okay with that because to date, I've lost 13 pounds. And those are 13 pounds I didn't have 10 months ago. And I'm okay with that because I don't plan to give up. And I'm going to continue with reaching. At the beginning of this, I determined 22 pounds was my goal. And I've got 9 pounds to go. So by the end of the summer, it's my determination to finally get rid of those last 9 pounds.
Oh, very good. I wasn't aware that that was your goal for the end of the summer. So that's exciting. So we got to get on board and do our work, right? That's awesome. So yeah, like you've been on the program for a while, and the program, some people will lose 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds in that amount of time. But we've discussed that everyone has to do what works for them, what works for their lifestyle, what works for their comfort level. And like you said, you've dropped 13 pounds, and that's 13 pounds that you didn't have before. No, that doesn't make sense. That's 13 pounds that you had before that you lost. But you've stuck to it. And if you didn't stick to it, then maybe you wouldn't have not only lost 13 pounds, but maybe during this whole pandemic and all the craziness, you would have went up in weight instead. And so this has kind of held you here and held you accountable. So instead of gaining weight during COVID, you continuously slowly losing weight and continuously working towards your goal of weight loss.
That's correct. Yes.
Right? Like you have been with me now for that amount of time, and why have you not left yet?
I would say I haven't left because during this program and being with you, being with all the ladies, it's changed my mindset. And in the past, I would have left because I wasn't, losing those 20 pounds immediately. And honestly, my mindset has changed so much. And that to me is one of the greatest gifts I've gotten out of this whole program.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for pointing that out, because that was my biggest thing for you guys, was to shift your mindset, to have you create a different relationship with food, a healthy relationship with food, love healthy food, love being active, and it's not about right now only, right? Like we said, it's about long term. It's about lifestyle. It's about always living the healthiest life that you can. In terms of the meals, because I know that a lot of people, when they enter some sort of a program that has to do with meal plans and stuff, they get a little concerned because they don't know what to expect and how little food or what types of food they're going to be given. But as we know, that's not the case in this program. How have you felt about the meals that you've had and each meal plan that you've received? Now it's what, 41? I think we're on the 41st meal plan. That's crazy. How do you feel about the meals?
I enjoy the majority of them, and I've gotten some great recipes from you, and that have become family favorites. And I mean, my husband loves a lot of them as well, and I'm very fortunate. I mean, it's just the two of us. I'm very fortunate that whatever I say we're going to make, we make, and he eats it, and without any complaints. We add some things for him, at times. Potatoes are more starch and that kind of thing. But I'd say the meal plans they're an amazing guide to get people started and then keep going, and I don't stick to the meal plan 100%, but I do try to stick. When I'm concentrating on the plan, I stick to the calorie counts for each day. So that is very helpful.
Right. So within our plan, we have every meal is calorie counted, and there is flexibility within the plan, especially once you get to start knowing the foods and the meals. Like Karen, you've been here, for a long time. So there's flexibility within the plan to swap meals back and forth, right? And be able to know that you can change Tuesday's dinner with Thursday's dinner, because the calorie count is similar, and you'll still kind of be within that calorie range for the day. And so I think in the first couple of weeks, it's not as easy to figure that out. But once you get going, then you're going, then you know what you're doing.
Becomes second nature.
Right. And now these are the meals that you cook, right? Like this is your lifestyle. These are the meals that you cook. Obviously, you're going to go to dinner here and there, and obviously you're going to splurge and have different foods. But for the majority, these are the types of meals you eat.
Yes.
Do you enjoy, so the weekly, we have muffins or brownies. Are you one of the people that enjoy having those?
I used to take advantage of those more often in the beginning.
Yeah.
I find I'm not so much anymore. I'm trying to stick to more of, I'm trying not to be dependent on them as much, but I know they're there if I need them. One of my newest obsessions is the medjool dates with a walnut or pecan in the
Yeah.
center. And I find I can only have, I'm okay with even just having one of those. And so that's my newest thing.
Yes, they are so, so good. I've actually been on that the last 2 weeks too. I usually will have two. I'll have two, and they're sweet. So it kind of does take that, that sweet craving away because they are very, very sweet. So that's good. I'm glad that that's a good one for you. What about activity? So tell me a little bit about what your activity has looked like throughout this journey.
Well, since COVID hit, uh, well, before COVID, I was very active. I was personal training with Jen DeCarlo, and it was amazing. And I was strong and I was pretty fit. And then COVID hit, and I just let it all go. And that was a mistake. But this past March, with some of the ladies in the group, we started walking together. And I started to become more active, and we encouraged each other to walk. And it was a lot of fun. We made, some new relationships. But then I had a strategy call with you a couple of weeks ago, and I determined that it would be a good idea to start training, over Zoom with Jen. And I started that this week. And I find even just after 2 sessions this week, I feel so much better. And so I'm incorporating 2 times a week of personal training and walking. So that's going to be my new.
That's good. That's great. And you know what? You're one of the people that, yes, we have the Zoom live classes and recordings included in the program, but that wasn't for you, right? Like whatever the thing is, it wasn't for you. And that's okay. You don't have to do the Zoom classes. It really is about the meals in this group. And that's kind of a bonus that I added in, right? So you found other ways to do your exercise. And as long as you're moving, that's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know what, Karen, that's all I really wanted to ask, but do you have anything that you want to add in before we finish?
I just want to add that I love the Facebook group so much. I can't say enough good things about it. We can share our triumphs and our struggles, and nobody judges, and everybody's there to support you. And I love I like coming on there sometimes and saying something I'm going to do and then being held accountable for it. And everybody's always your biggest cheerleader. And of course, you're the special one. You're a drop it like it's hot queen, and we love you.
That's very kind. Thank you. I think in every interview I've had, the Facebook group has been mentioned. Just because of the fact that within that group, everyone's involved and supportive of one another. Everyone's a cheerleader for one another. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. The takeaway from this group is before I led this group, and I've told you guys this before, Karen, that, I'm not a huge group person, but because I'm leading the group, I'm good with it. But I never realized how important the strength in numbers is and the support. And through my research, lots of research that I've done over the past 10 months, like, when I do presentations for the weekly meetings and stuff like that, and I'll Google, like, how to keep weight loss off long term and stuff like that. It's always have a support group, have a group of people surrounding you, like-minded individuals, the support. So the support of everyone together is, like I said, what holds this group together and what makes, I think it's the glue. I really do.
I'd like to add one more thing. I'd like to just add that you never judge us. And I think that's what helps us stay grounded and in the program. And you've also been vulnerable with us. We share our vulnerabilities with you. You share them with us, even in our group meetings. And so you're real. And I think that's why people are comfortable staying in the program.
Thank you. You're gonna make me cry, and I can't do that during an interview. That's special, very special to me. One of the things I've been through a lot in my 41 years, and I feel like some of the things that I've been through are really relatable for other people. And why would I not share and let people know that I get it? Like, I get some of the things that people have gone through, and I want you to know that yeah, like I'm like you in this way and in that way. And why wouldn't I share my vulnerabilities with you guys when I actually feel like so incredibly close to you guys? Like I feel like we're family, and some of us I don't even know personally. You know what I mean? So it's thank you for saying that. One of the things that I had a strategy call the other day with one of our ladies, and and I said to her, listen, I said, my one promise to myself when I started this group, because sometimes I can sugarcoat things to not make someone feel badly. I never want to make anyone feel badly. But so when it comes to, if you're food journaling, if you're going to talk to me about your food and your meals, I promised myself I was going to be straight up. I was not going to sugarcoat anything, because if I sugarcoat, that doesn't give you the opportunity to fix anything that needs to be fixed in terms of meal planning or exercise, right? And so, there were some things I had to talk to her about, and I said, listen, I have to be real with you. I promised myself, so please understand that it's coming from a good place of wanting you to better yourself. And I feel like I've been as real as I could be during this whole program, because it really is the only way that anyone can gain any benefits.
Sure.
Yeah. So Karen, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are such a wonderful human being. I don't know what this group would be like without you, because you're such a staple in it, and you're such a huge supporter of me, and you're such a huge supporter of, oh my God, every local business, especially during this crazy time. So thank you for everything that you do.
It was my privilege, Carrie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.